Giants.
I was thinking about how I was going to answer questions if we got shut out.
Oh, God, the Broncos are going to lose.
Touchdown, Denver.
No, the Broncos are going to win.
He just got a flag.
They scored again, and it didn't look good again.
No, the Giants are going to win.
The Broncos have their first lead today.
Hey Broncos, this is too much for me. This is bad for my dad's health.
No, the Broncos are going to win. He misses it. So a field goal could win it still. Oh, God, my Broncos won. Yes. Yes! And there's been 1,602 consecutive games played where a team was leading by 18 in the final 6 minutes, and every time that team with the lead won. Until the Broncos and Giants played on Sunday, October 19th in the year of our Antichrist 2025. It's a new worst game.
Call an ambulance! But not for me.
But not for me.
But not for me. But not for me. But not for me.
But seriously, for the Giants, who became the 6th victim of my curse wheel for my weekly power ranking show. I don't know how to describe the fucking game I just witnessed. The Broncos played their worst game of the season for 3 quarters of football, only to explode for 33 points in the 4th quarter.
I can't believe it. I haven't really had one like that, so that's a first for me.
They looked like they were going to lose big. They came back, they took the lead, then they lost the lead, and with 30 seconds left, Bo Nix had his John Elway moment. The moment I knew God and Demaryius Thomas were smiling down on the Mile High City. God bless Bo Nix. God bless DT. The Broncos just pulled off the most improbable victory I've ever seen. And now I'm mostly ashamed of how mad I was at this team. He is so dumb. Quarterback sneak it until he falls into the freaking end zone. I swear to God, these next 3 plays better be runs. We saw back-to-back tip-drilled touchdowns in this game. One to Troy Franklin, one to Theo Johnson. Was it good luck? Was it bad luck? It was both lucks. I can't explain why any of this was happening. But the 4th quarter, the Giants were up 26-8, and nobody on earth thought the Broncos, who went through 3 full quarters without a single point, had a chance after the Theo Johnson touchdown, including me, okay? Nobody except God bless Bo Nix. Bo Nix, who could turn even an amoeba into a full-blown Bo-lever, scored 33 4th-quarter points. 33! One team up 26-8 with 10 minutes left. The other team winning 33-32 is how you get the new worst, best, worst, new again, worst, what the fuck just happened game ever. I'm Brandon Perna. If you feel like you know less about football after watching this game, go ahead and subscribe here. We just crossed over to 808,000. Maybe we can get to 810 by the end of October. Did you subscribe? Okay, then I'm gonna break down the chaos the only way I know how, with more chaos here on That's Good Sports.
Just went normal next time.
Thank you. Go Broncos.
Today's episode sponsored by Prize Picks and my code TGS. Because of Bo Nix and Courtland Sutton and Camp Scatterboo and Jackson Dart, I hit my Prize Pick plays. If you like playing in daily fantasy, building player stat lineups, guessing more or less on their stat totals, follow me at Prize Picks. That's Good Sports. Over 3,300 of you are. I'm trying to be the most followed person on Prize Picks, so go ahead, help me do it. And if you want to play responsibly, and only do it if you like this shit, and if you have the money and you know you can do it responsibly, just use my code TGS when you sign up, link in the description. Denver honored Demaryius Thomas, and they inducted him into their Ring of Fame before the game, had a ceremony at halftime, and one of their biggest alumni reunions ever, okay? Demaryius Thomas's parents were in the booth watching the game, looking down on what was honestly an embarrassing performance for 45 minutes of football. I was livid, knowing how they were failing to rise to the occasion. Another quick pass here to Marvin Mims. No gain. No gain on the quick pass. Sean, you're driving me fucking nuts, and we're not even through the first quarter. And on the DNVR podcast after the game, Benny Fowler was talking about how pissed off the no-fly zone and the Super Bowl 50 alumni were watching the absolute shit show on the field.
The no-fly zone was pissed in the suite. They were so upset. They couldn't understand the game plan.
The last time I felt the wind knocked out of me as a Broncos fan was in 2015 when Peyton Manning was benched mid-game against the Chiefs. But this game, like that season, had a happy ending. Now we have to give the Giants some credit first before we give it all to the Broncos because they were up 19 points for a reason. Oh, and the reason it was 19 is because their backup kicker missed an extra point, which forced them to go for 2, which they did not convert. That turned out to be insanely consequential. The whole week leading up to the game, the Broncos and Giants were going at it through the media and on Twitter. It actually got pretty sad, got pretty disgusting for a bit there, and you could see that animosity boiling over at points, but it looked like that trash talk lit a very real fire under the Giants while the Broncos looked completely lost. Daniel Bellinger got wide open for a 44-yard TD. Got a man wide open for a touchdown. Holy fuck, who's covering Bellinger? Cam Scattaboo took a screen pass on 3rd and long and bullied his way into the end zone for 6. I like the Broncos defense in the red zone. They dump it off to the scat man. He's got some good blockers. No, fuck, no! Why did I curse myself by saying I like the Broncos defense in the red zone? Why did I say those words? Tyrone Tracy went untouched and basically skipped into the end zone to make it 19-0. Schadenfreude field crash outs. Much love, handoff Tyrone Tracy, and dear God, he's gonna walk in for a touchdown. And at that point, I thought there was no hope. I haven't seen the Broncos defense bullied so thoroughly like that in a very long time. And it just so happened that Denver had no answer on offense. That I have seen. That story's starting to get old. This was full-blown belt the ass, as the kids say. But it turns out that that belt was reversible. Why? Because it came from Walmart. I love Walmart and my powerful NFL owners. The first 3 quarters of this game were so bad for the Broncos offense, the only thing I could tweet about or bitch about was how terrible Sean Payton and his play calling was. Need something to get going. Oh, Bo Nix is going to fumble. Yeah, why does he fumble? Why does Bo Nix fumble here? Because they're doing some weird read option bullshit. Oh, they can't. Sean can't. He just can't fucking do a straight up run, can he? He's got to call some bullshit. And it was bad. Denver ran 2 plays for 3 quarters. A variation of a swing pass / wide receiver screen and a deep shot that never connected. Sean Payton drafted a running back in the 2nd round to only call screens for RJ Harvey. Wide receiver screens, by the way, not even running back screens, and at no point did Denver ever correctly block for those plays. I've accidentally squeezed lemon juice into one of my paper cuts that brought me more entertainment than the Broncos' first 3 fucking quarters of this game. And the last time I felt this football bad was Russell Wilson on Christmas. I need you, the viewer, to understand how low I was. The Giants were even doing cool injuries. That's how unstoppable they looked. Abdul Carter down on the ground, suddenly fueled and healed by trash talk like he's Baker Mayfield's long-lost brother. That took us to the Giants' 19-0 lead. Then the 4th quarter said, hold my beer, football fans, because I need to hit the crack pipe real quick to fix this drunk I got.
You smoke crack, don't you?
4th quarter madness begins. Let's put this into perspective, okay? NFL teams had won 1,602 games in a row, leading by 18 or more points with 6 minutes left in the 4th. That didn't happen in this game. That's how crazy this comeback was. We never saw this kind of furious comeback from John Elway or Peyton Manning. They had great come-from-behind victories, of course, but never at this pace and insane volume and all happening in the 4th. And the way it began came from another shitty Sean Payton play call. Troy Franklin, of all people, tracks and grabs a tip drill for the touchdown. I say shitty play call because they should have just been running there. They should have been running the ball. A ball bounced in its devilish little ways to Troy Franklin's area. And it's bounced? Oh, we got a miracle! It worked! But it shouldn't have fucking worked! The Giants tight end, Theo Johnson, responded with his own tip drill touchdown. That was like the football gods having a good laugh at our expense. Like they said, oops, sorry Broncos fans, the improbable touchdown was supposed to go to the Giants. I got distracted by the Packers-Cardinals game for a second, gave you the wrong touchdown. Turns out they were trying to signal to us what kind of insane quarter of football we were in store for. The Broncos really only had one thing to do, and that was dink and dunk their way down the field, and that's what they did. An 18-point comeback via a bunch of dinks and dunks. Oh, how lucky. 'Twas as unsexy as a married couple trying to make love while still watching their favorite shows to save time, because they're both tired and unshaven. What? It still counts. It still counts. Bo Nix scrambled for a touchdown to put a little bit of pressure on the Giants. And then we got a play that I really think made this comeback possible. Instead of keeping the ball on the ground, Brian Daboll called a pass to go for the kill shot to end the game, and Justin Strnad jumped right in front of it. He showed Brian who had the giant Strnads. He said they're as big as your shiny and beautiful head, Brian.
The interception is probably what did it.
That set up RJ Harvey for a touchdown. The Broncos defense clamped down again, and then Bo went into hyperdrive. He finally hit on a long ball to Marvin Mims, who made two of the most critical grabs in this game. Evan Ingram, who had an atrocious drop earlier, stayed in bounds for another nice gain. It was all happening in this window where I still didn't believe any of these plays mattered. I thought a win was impossible at this time, until Sean dialed up one of his best play calls of the game, and Bo Nix took it on a keeper around the left to finally give the Broncos a completely improbable lead with under 2 minutes to go. But it wasn't going to be easy, even with the lead there. Nobody said it was easy.
Oh, let's go back to the
Dart. Jackson Dart. Why wasn't it easy though? Why? Denver got screwed on the final Giants drive. I'm very comfortable saying that, regardless of the outcome. Before I yell at the refs, though, I have to build the tension a bit by reminding everyone that the Broncos defense was so good on this final drive that the two passes they could have picked off, they didn't, because our defenders ran into each other. And like we saw in Super Bowl 32, our safeties collided and Brandon Jones was injured on the play. Jackson Dart, as he does so well, extended another play to almost convert on 4th down. I think this play was short, but a roughing the passer call ensured there was not even a review to see if the Giants converted. And as bad as the roughing was, and it was horseshit, dog shit on top of fly shit, which was then eaten by birds and then regurgitated onto the field for us to look at, it wasn't as bad as part 2. Unless it's The Godfather, the sequel is almost always worse, right? Dart fired deep, testing Riley Moss, and some way, somehow this drew a PI call. The Broncos got called for 12 penalties for 127 yards, while the Giants had 8 for 36, most of them procedural. That pass interference was a bad call. It was not PI, and even if you thought it was ticky-tacky. I have no idea how you make that call in this game at that juncture. It was almost like calling DPI on a Hail Mary. The Giants were hunting for pass interference, and by God, they got it. It was so bad it made me agree with Richard fucking Sherman, who called it one of the worst calls he's ever seen. I had Chiefs fans even in my stream saying, damn, we agree you're getting fucked by the refs now, Perna. And there's only one way to stop bad officiating, guys. Benchwarmershop.com and buying my coffee at the refs. 100% of the proceeds go to fuck at the refs, because they almost ruined my night. But they didn't. Oh no, the Giants' final drive, 100% aided by 2 very questionable calls. Take those away, the Giants did nothing to earn the chance to win there. Just like the Broncos did nothing to earn a chance to win for 3 quarters. But that's what's cool about football. You only have to play 1 good quarter to win. That's the lesson, kids. Don't try really hard until it's almost time for the deadline. Sean Payton was out of his mind because of that pass interference. He rushed on the field. He got a personal foul that ended up moving the ball 1 yard. I guess if there's ever a time to do that, he picked the right one. So after that, the Giants still had a lot of time, around a minute. What do? They score immediately, like noobs who don't know how to manage a game. Andy Reid would never, Brian. I know touchdowns are always hard to come by, But that was the second best case scenario for the Broncos, other than stuffing them 4 plays in a row. And then the Broncos got a gift because Giants kicker Jude McCatamini botched his second extra point. You've got Cam Scadaboo and you're scared to go for 2, Brian?
Come on, Brian, grow a set.
I didn't feel bad for anyone on the Giants except for the kicker, because Lord knows he's probably on a one-way ticket back to his home country of Ireland after this game. And I'm not even sure that they're going to let him back in.
I just don't like you no more.
You liked me yesterday.
Oh, did I? Yeah.
I thought you did.
That miss, though, meant the Broncos could win the game with a field goal in regulation if they could get down the field in 33 seconds. And of course they could, because they were playing the goddamn Jets. Sorry, that was last week. The Giants. They were playing the Giants. It turns out they only needed 2 plays. I don't know if Bo Nix was throwing this ball to Marvin Mims, but Mims sure as hell caught it. He caught that ball on his back with Courtland Sutton trying to defend the pass, and Mims had the wherewithal to hand it to the ref, and Denver got to spike it with enough time for another quick shot. Marvin Mims, you get a Big Dick Player Award. What's the Broncos' go-to play on offense? Time and time again. Swing pass, yeah, but not here. It's a jump ball to Courtland Sutton. That's exactly what they did. And that final catch put Sutton at exactly 88 yards for the game. You really can't make this stuff up. Enter Will Lutz for a 39-yarder. Snap by Fabroni. Perfect. Hold by Crawshaw. More perfect. Lutz, the kick. Perfect. It was 33 points for Denver in the 4th quarter alone. The most of any team that was shut out in the first 3 quarters of a game ever. My life was perfect. To put it into historical context, this game, regardless of the stakes, is up there with the Vikings' 33-point comeback in 2022 and the 28-3 Super Bowl and the Bills' 32-point comeback against the Oilers. There's just no other way to put it. What makes this one so impressive is that the other team actually battled back to regain the lead. So while it was one giant comeback, pun intended, you choking Giants, it really involved 2 comebacks. 2 comebacks for the price of 1, which Walmart loves. This game was so insane, I haven't even said Russell Wilson's name, and he was there. He was on the sideline looking at his iPad with Dart. I have to imagine Russ's genuine take after the game was, glad I wasn't out there for that one.
Jeez.
Bo Nix finished with the greatest 4th quarter stat line of all time. 218 yards, 4 total touchdowns, and nothing but jet fuel in his testicles. He's got the clutchness of John Elway, the command of Peyton Manning, and wherever the first 3 quarters of Tim Tebow reside in his body, he needs to have surgically removed. Nix gets a Big Dick Player Award. Demaryius Thomas, if they allow Big Dick Player Awards in heaven, I don't know the rules, you get one too. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports here on YouTube. Please subscribe here. Come back tomorrow for Winners and Losers, where we recap every game that happened this week. God bless, Bo Nix.